What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here bringing you some more Series 10 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. For one last time, we are using this Dialga team as part of my 5 rental teams video for this month. If you haven't already, please check it out. There are a lot of really cool teams there. So looking at my opponent's team for this first game, it is a Dialga team. It is going to be Golisopod, Zacian with Galarian Zapdos, Primarina, Tapu Bulu, and Incineroar. So Entei is very good here. Thundurus is very good here. So what? Probably Thundurus feels very solid. Thundurus Entei I feel like hits everything. Ditto is nice to have in the back for certain big hitters as well as Dialga. I'm trying to think if there's an argument for Quagsire over... Quagsire is hard because of Bulu, but it does have a very good matchup into a lot of stuff. So I'm going to actually do Quagsire over, what is it called? Quagsire over Ditto. And I think Bulu is fine, mainly due to the fact that we do have Flash Cannon on Dialga. The one thing though to be a little bit wary about is now our Zacian matchup is a little worse, as we do see Zacian with Tapu Bulu. So this is really good for us. Bulu, as far as I know, should not be able to do anything into Entei. So what we can even potentially do is we can go for a Scary Face onto Zacian to try and slow it down, right? We can say we would like to Scary Face here as well as go for Sacred Fire. I feel like the switch is very obvious, but we're going to see no switch. And so if they go for a substitute, this is potentially really good for us, right? Because now we are going to hit first with Entei. Sacred Fire will connect. If we get the burn, like, this is an incredible spot to be in as we do connect the burn. So overall, really great, as we do see a light screen coming out from Bulu. Not something you see every day. As we do see a Play Rough come out, but that is actually still a really significant chunk, even after, what's it called? Even after the burn. So what I'm gonna actually protect here and try and Sacred Fire into the Bulu as well, just with the idea that, like, you're probably not gonna. Okay, so they're staying in with Zacian, so I'm getting all of these predictions wrong, as Sacred Fire just comes out into Bulu, does get Bulu super low. We do get the burn there, so that's pretty lucky. Woodhammer into Thundurus, interesting. A potential double up. Yep, we do see the double up there. I forget if burn goes first. No, we will see, unfortunately will be, what's it called? The Grassy Terrain, so Bulu will stick around. I think we can just Thunderbolt it, even like, right, we know it's not Assault Vest. I'm fine to try this, as well as just go for a Sacred Fire into Zacian. Now do we potentially see a switch? Who knows? We're going to see no switch, so Zacian is going to go down. Hopefully this Thunderbolt, I feel like it should, right? This is so low. We do see Rock Tomb come out from Tapu Bulu, so that's an interesting one. I mean, yeah, that's an option. I didn't realize this Tapu Bulu was actually that fast, and so not something you see every day. So Bulu goes down. It is now 2-4. They do have a light screen, which definitely... No, the only thing that cares about that is Dialga. Let's see what's going to come out. It is going to be Primarina. Primarina obviously is not going to like getting hit by a Thunderbolt, as well as Golisopod. So I'm going to protect here. I'm going to bring out Quagsire. Quagsire really... What is Quagsire really doing? It's really not doing much. I do just want to soak up the first impression, potentially. I also, yeah, I want to prevent the first impression from hitting into Thundurus. We are really trying to stall out this light screen as much as possible, because of the fact that, like, it's not going to be fun. We can just hit into Primarina with what's it called, with an Eerie Impulse while we're like stalling this out. So that's an option. This could, I mean, it could be Paris Song. So something that I do want to be a little bit weary of, as we do bring out this Daydreaming Quagsire. I don't really expect it to do much, but we'll kind of see. As first impression, yep, it's going to come out. You're just trying to get damage onto the Thundurus, as a Hyper Voice comes out as well. So cool tech there. I love to see Primarina. Primarina is one of my favorite Pokemon. Doing quite a bit into Quagsire, unfortunately. But I do think we should be able to do a fairly good chunk with an Eerie Impulse. So I do want an Eerie Impulse on a Primarina and go for a Protect here. If they protect Primarina, which I don't think they are, because I don't think Quagsire is faster than it, that would be a little scary, as we will hit this Eerie Impulse. I think that will at least help us against Primarina. Obviously, it doesn't matter for Quagsire, but Quagsire is not really what I care about, as they will fail the Sucker Punch. So I'm fine just to go for, yeah, that'll put us in Citrus range. I'm fine to go for another Eerie Impulse onto this Primarina. Just trying, I could scout for Protect. I'm going to scout for, do I want to scout for Protect? I don't want to assume it's over quite yet. Their Light Screen is gone, as is the Grass. I'm going to Protect Thundurus, and I'm going to go for a Scald onto Golisopod. I don't think I'm going to get it, but okay, they are going to run. My thought process was, hey, let's try and break any sort of potential Sash that you may have, and that will really let Entei come back in and go for something like a Stone Edge. So are we going to get to see their team? We aren't going to get to see their team, but obviously very quick one, which is, it is what it is. So let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is Groudon, and it's a pretty interesting Groudon team at that. It is Groudon, Venusaur with Regieleki. There is an Incineroar, Hitmontop, and Moltres. Quagsire is obviously great here. It really only cares about Venusaur. So getting that taken care of is huge. I do like Entei as well, so I'm thinking Whimsicott Entei, just with the idea that this will make sure that Entei outspeeds Venusaur, which is the only threat, and then we can start firing off just big hits onto the rest of this team, because Entei also is a pretty great option. Dialga and then Quagsire in the back, right? Thundurus doesn't really do much. Ditto has potential because of the fact that we are setting up Tailwind, but I don't really like it. I think Quagsire, in all honesty, is in a really good spot. I think Quagsire should have defensive calculations. Let's see. Does it have calcs for... I don't think it actually has calcs. No, it only has it for, like, Zacian. We do see... Okay, so we do see Groudon with... Incin. This is still tricky because of the fact that we will be relying on a Sacred Fire burn in order to come back from this. So we do have to be a little careful. I'm going to protect Wimmy and go for a Sacred Fire onto Groudon. If Groudon protects, that's actually great because we can lock it into that and then have a free hit into Incineroar. So even if you Parting Shot into Entei, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like I said, because we will be able to lock in Groudon. We don't have to worry about Incineroar. We can just hit that in, as Wimmy will get the Protect off. Let's see if anything else goes for it. We will see. No, we just get to get the Sacred Fire off in the sun. Bulky Groudon. As no burn, Precipice Blades will hit into Entei. Definitely an unfortunate day. Entei is going to go down. That is one of the risks of going for a Sacred Fire burn. We do see the Parting Shot into the Whimsicott, but we do have Dialga. We do have Quagsire. I'm going to go for Dialga. Dialga just pressures more damage onto Groudon. I can't really afford to just, like, let it do what it's doing. We can go for a Tailwind. I don't want to risk. Yeah, I don't want to risk Flash Cannon not picking up the knockout. So I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor. We are going to see the switch. If it's Venusaur, that's great. It's Moltres. Moltres is fine with me. Quagsire has a pretty good matchup into that. And what? I'm guessing they predicted an Earth Power. So always nice. Draco Meteor is going to connect. The big fear, though, is if Incin went for a Flare Blitz, not a Parting Shot, boom. KO onto Moltres. Because, yeah, if Incin goes for a Flare Blitz and knocks out Whimsicott, we are stuck at -2. But luckily, it is going to be a Parting Shot. Parting Shot is fine. Yeah, Parting Shot is fine with me. We will get to see a little bit more of what my opponent has in the back. And potentially lock something in with Encore. I would like that very much. Groudon is going to come back. We do have to make a switch. The question just is when. So I might just go for a double protect just to do a little bit of scouting, as we do see Venusaur. So Venusaur, Venusaur is not good for Quagsire. So in that regard, how do we do this? How do we do this? I'm gonna swap out into Quagsire and go for a protect. Just because I need to get it out, then I need to get Whimsicott back in. This is hard. This is going to be a little bit of an awkward spot. Ditto would have been great here. We would have copied a Groudon. But I'm guessing, what, you go for a Sludge Bomb? There's no way they called that. Okay. It went into Dialga. I was like, there is 0% chance that they called I was going to switch Whimsicott into Quagsire. Quagsire takes the Precipice Blades pretty well. We do, like I said, have to just be wary of Venusaur. And what we can do now is we protect Quagsire, we swap into Whimsicott, and then what we can do is we can this is still tricky. I'm hoping that Sun expires, right? If the Sun expires, what we can do is we can Encore Venusaur, and then go for a Scald onto Groudon with Quagsire, because it's going to be Groudon, or it's going to be Groudon, or it's going to be Incineroar, neither of which are going to like that, and then we can go for Protects. Heat Crash, good read, very good read, very, very good read. We will lose the Whimsicott, but we do get Dialga out. Oh, is there one more turn of Sun? That was not supposed to happen. That really was not supposed to happen. We can... Oh, is there one turn left? There's one turn of Sunlight left. I'm going to risk the double and go for... I'm going to... That's actually... Quagsire, actually... We don't get the double, unfortunately. We do go first with the Draco. So if we KO Venusaur with Draco, we should be in a good position, as we do get the KO there. So that's actually fine. We will have to eat a pretty gnarly Precipice Blades, but it can miss, as it does avoid Dialga, which is great. Quagsire should take it fairly well, which it will, which we are seeing. You no longer have Sunlight, and we have Quagsire. So we have a pretty safe double protect, which can let us go for things like Scald. Like, we do now threaten Scald into Groudon, as well as Counter. I don't know how Counter works with if two things hit into it, but like Quagsire, yeah, if we can get rid of Groudon, Quagsire is easily going to beat Incineroar, I say, hoping. Let's go for a Protect. We did just fail the last one, so we are going to be able to get this one off. and then we can try and figure out a little bit about speeds. I don't think we're going to outspeed Groudon, unfortunately, but Quagsire does protect. Great. Yep, into Quagsire makes sense. That's kind of what your main target is right now, as Precipice Blades will come out. So this is a little bit of a luck game. So what I think actually what I want to do, instead of, I'm gonna go for a Recover with Quagsire, as well as let's Draco into Groudon. Draco will come out, so this is a fairly slow Groudon, which does make sense. This is just our strongest attack into it. Not as much as I would have liked. We are pretty much useless, for a lack of better words. Are going to miss on the Quagsire. Definitely a little unfortunate. Dialga is going to hold on. I'm guessing you might be... We do see Darkest Lariat. So Darkest Lariat, a little scary. But what? Quagsire holds on, which is really great for us. That's going to let us get off a Recover. We are faster than Groudon. We can go for the double up, I think, now, given the fact that Groudon is so low. Yeah, I think we can afford to do that, as well as... Yeah, I think we can do the double up. We should be able to live 2 hits from Quagsire, because of the fact that this is going to be spread. If we should, yeah, Scald should knock out Groudon if we don't get it with Draco. And then Quagsire versus Incin, we have the option of protecting for a little bit more recovery, and then we obviously have Recover itself. So this is, I mean, we have gotten really lucky. I'm not going to pretend we haven't, from the Precipice Blades missing, but like that is obviously like a chance that you take. I've missed my fair share of Precipice Blades. I've hit my fair share of Precipice Blades. So it is really that, as we do hit this final Draco Meteor to get to -6. We will see a Rock Slide, so that makes sense, right? You're trying to go for the flinch. Dialga is going to hold on, and Flare Blitz into Dialga makes sense. So as long as Quagsire isn't flinched, we should be in a comfortable spot. We do see the cute little recoil. Scald is going to connect out onto Groudon, and so this should be able to be a wrap. Huge shout out to Quagsire for locking it down for us. Yeah, there's no sun. You are not going to be doing much into this Quagsire, so we can quick Scald here. If need be, we do have recovery. We do see a parting shot, but how does it doesn't matter. We can play it, like, if we played a timer, we played a timer. We have the advantage that we have recovery and they don't. So like it's not a big deal. Unaware ignores their... I always forget how Unaware works. Let's see how much Darkest Lariat does. 159. It does 49. So we can just go for a counter. They haven't seen counter yet, so they have no reason to suspect it. They might go for a parting shot. We could actually, yeah, we don't actually care. We can just hit counter indefinitely, because you have to attack into Quagsire, and when you do, yeah, they are going to cancel. So I think we did get a little bit lucky in that one for sure, in terms of some of the Precipice Blades hitting and missing, and the fact that like we did hit all of the Draco Meteors. I am just a little bit curious. It was Assault. Okay, so it was Assault Vest Groudon with max special defense, and we were still able to do quite a big bit to it. That does explain... Yeah, it does explain the moveset. When I saw Rock Slide, I should have been a little curious. We do see a Venusaur with no speed investment. So, once again, a really sort of bulky thing. And that's actually shocking that at max special defense, we were able to pick up the knockout with Draco Meteor. No... Oh, wow. Synthesis. So, no Sleep Powder either. So, like, really the main things I was worried about. Regieleki, yeah, makes sense. Incin. We do see a safety goggles on that. Pretty standard, and yeah, we would have been able to just counter war it. Hitmontop. I'm actually shocked I wanted to see Hitmontop, but what does this Moltres do? We didn't actually see anything at all. Just charcoal. Looks like, yeah, just trying to do some pretty big damage. But yeah, really good game, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. Alright, last battle, and it is another Groudon team. We're seeing quite a bit of those. So this is Indeedee, Incineroar, Dusclops, Groudon with Serena and Urshifu. So, guessing Dark. Once again, I think Entei is going to be relevant here. The big thing to watch out, though, is an Indeedee lead. So, Serena is scary, but the question is, do you bring Serena? You know, we can chance it. I'm going to say Indeedee is going to be on the left slot. I'm going to do this. With the idea, my thought process is we can follow me all day. And then the question is, am I going to KO you first? Oh no, you have a spread move. That was a bad call. So now I have to hope you don't lead with Indeedee Groudon, because that's going to be silly on my part. That was very bad. Okay, I'll take, you know what? I will gladly take copying Indeedee, because that means I can try to redirect Urshifu, or I can try and, what am I saying? I can try to KO this Urshifu, which is what I care about way more. We do have Dazzling Gleam. We do have Dazzling Gleam, and we have Sacred Fire. Let's just go for a double up. Urshifu is not going to want to stay in. Dazzling Gleam is a spread move. I feel like Entei should be able to live a hit from Urshifu. I don't really know. It could be going into Ditto. It's obviously not. We do live, which is something I'm a big fan of, as we do see Life Orb. So there is a chance that we will get a KO. Oh my god. We can follow me, Sacred. Follow me. No, because we need. Let's bring out Quagsire. Definitely a little bit tricky here. I was right about Indeedee being on the left. I should have gone on the right, because then I would have gotten their big threat. Quagsire is just going to kind of hang out. It should take a Wicked Blow fairly comfortably. Or okay, you're going to go into Indeedee. That's fine. We have a Focus Sash. So we will at least be able to get a knockout onto this Urshifu, which is about to go down to Focus Sash. But you know what? Like, count your wins. Indeedee is going to, or not Indeedee, Urshifu is going to go down. We are now in a very tricky spot, because that's a pretty free switch into Groudon, which we are seeing is coming out. We did see that we can take a hit from Indeedee fairly well. I'm going to risk the speed tie to go for this, and I'm going to go for a Scald onto the Indeedee. We know it doesn't have Protect, as it just went for it. That, as we say in the biz, is very bad. Expanding Force into Quagsire. Quagsire is probably, yep. Okay, so we are down, but we have the, okay, so this is going to come down to several things. One, how fast is your Groudon? So Groudon, we saw this is a Trick Room team. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to this is so scary, because what you can do is you can protect. I'm going to do this in case you protect Groudon and try to Expanding Force. Which, okay. now we have the opposite problem, but that's fine. Sacred Fire, this should KO Indeedee. Yep, it is going to KO Indeedee. We should hit the Flash Cannon before they're able to attack. Or not. That is a very, very fast Groudon. Yikes. Okay. That wasn't supposed to happen. We should have Draco Meteored. Draco Meteor, I think, would have picked up the knockout. There is... Okay. So, Dusclops means we can't win. Because of the fact that it can just go for a... what is it called? Nightshade. And we cannot knock it out with Draco Meteor. God, imagine if we had just KO'd it. Oh, that's smart. That's really smart. You're going to set up Trick Room to guarantee that you can Nightshade. Oh, you just went for Nightshade. Okay. I was going to say, you can... Okay. I mean, Precipice Blades can miss. So we hope that Precipice Blades misses. And we go for Draco Meteor. And we hope that it critical hits and knocks out Dusclops. And then we hope that then we hope that Precipice Blades misses again. As they are just going to connect it. I mean, you can play your outs. So, really good game. I think I got really, really outplayed in the leads. That Indeedee turned out to be really, really crucial. And I talked about it. I was like, oh, Indeedee is going to be on the left. Let me copy that. When I should have been like, let me copy the thing on the right. Because that's what Indeedee's going to try to be supporting. So it was the right idea. I just got my wires crossed. But very good games. We are almost done with the rental teams. We have 2 left. Don't know which one I'm going to use tomorrow, but look forward to some games for that, as well as some more cool rental teams from other people. But until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.